You may get confused at one point when people say, we are slow, we are not moving much, we may drop. When you listen to these, you really have to validate all of this yourself. Otherwise, you are missing huge opportunities. You come here, you look at the altcoin market cap. What do you see? You just take this and connect these highs. You are like, okay, fine, we broke high. And that's on a daily time frame. Now, step back, look at it on a 3-day time frame. What's happening even at that particular scenario there? You are having giant breakout. You were having a little bit slowdown. Now, this particular candle is taking you through the roof. Now, look at the RSI. You just entered into the maximum area, the overbought territory. And usually when we enter the overbought territory, look at the history. People usually say it's overbought, it's going to go down. But understand this, even overvalued now doesn't mean it's going to go down tomorrow, right? It can still go higher and it's still overvalued. Similarly, as you enter here, you saw this, we were just starting. And then you stayed in that level for RSI and the price continued rocketing. Now, this is a 3-day scenario, right? So most of us who are not traders, who are really the investor mindset guys, we look at this on a weekly. And when you step back and look at this on a weekly, you are still going high. The MACD is crossed, and we knew that as the MACD is crossing, we are going to go upside. We slowed down a little bit, kicked a lot of emotional guys, and now we are continuing higher. So as you continue higher, what do you have to keep in your mind? You're just looking at the RSI right now because it's near a breakout. So as the altcoin market cap RSI breaks out, you're going to get the large cap coins pumping with volume. Ether, XRP, all those others, they are going to move. Now, some of them are already moving. If you have seen our Solana chart previously, you know our targets, where we are going. These are really important to know when you're going to make money. Because for XRP, we are at this particular state now. We're at $1.3. And this is how it looks like. So if you want to know what it is, you can take a step back. You can zoom a little bit out and you see this. Fine, great. So when you are looking at this, you're like, fine, we are near this. And that's a possible breakout. Now remember, that's one pattern. Now when you move across, you see next one. There is another pattern which we have already broken if this is the case. And you need the MACD to cross to the upside. And that's going to happen soon. Today, tomorrow, or day after tomorrow, and by that the weekly candle closes, right? So this is a 3-day candle which shows you it's breaking to the upside. We are having that bullish characteristic in RSI, in MACD and the price. Then you again zoom out and this is your weekly XRP shows you that we are moving as we anticipated. For those who remember this, when we did this 15-20 days back and said that this is the possibility, a lot of them were like, maybe, maybe not. Some of them were like, nah, that's not a possibility. Now you reach a area where the price is doing what we anticipated. Now, why do we say that? How do we do that? We use price action analysis, pattern analysis, candlestick analysis. This is how you understand the market. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. As we just saw in this market, we have a lot of coins which are pumping, right? Now, before they started their breakout and the volume, we gave you all these breakouts, the targets. We were moving up. We hit our level 1 target. Now we are moving towards our target 2. And as we continue, this is like different assets are having similar impact. This is IOTA. We anticipated we are going to break higher and then we are going to continue higher. Then this just happened. We had that breakout and then the continuation pattern. Price action gives you the idea of what it's going to do soon. And if you understand that, it's going to be massive opportunities for you. That's why in our Patreon we shared this. So if you want something similar, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. So guys, remember, the price action shows a lot of stuff. And right now, in altcoin market, it's just getting started. As we were highlighting here, it's about to happen. It's just starting. We always said this. But precisely, we created that ambience showing you that this is happening. We are going to break out, and just after that, we broke higher. Then this one retest and bounce. So you got everything there. And if you saw that clearly, you're already in the market and you are in green. Now, if you were someone who is averaging down, now you know what to do. Say when you go to the ether, because there's a confusion with ether for a lot of guys, saying when ether goes up, it's going to drop. That's not on the ether. Anything which goes up will drop, that's for sure, because you, me, or someone else is definitely going to take the profits. And that's why we have these, right? We had our breakout calls, we have our targets, we are reaching there. Now I won't be able to show you guys because ether has higher targets, and I've just posted that previously before the breakout, so I want my patrons to get the most of it. Now, looking at this, what do you see here in ether? I'm not giving you the targets, I'm showing you the trend, the pattern, to understand how high we are going to go, to understand how the market is going to behave. Because when you get these pumps and you reach through certain resistance, take profit levels, money is going to move. When money is going to move, it's going to move into different coins where you still have opportunities. That's where you have XRP. That's where you see the ton of fundamentals behind the XRP and investors moving into it. Now, patterns are great. You're following the pattern now. The price has a little bit more to go to reach the first level of resistance near $4,400, and hopefully the RSI would be reaching the resistance at that particular time. Now, what you have to understand is, are we going to break higher? Because this is not only valid in the price, it's also valid in the indicators. So this one, you are following your RSI, where your RSI is moving like this. So automatically when it's bouncing, you anticipate this as resistance. Unless this breaks, you anticipate it's going to continue. So if it breaks higher from here, you now need a retest and bounce higher, or you're buying the breakout. Now that breakout can be literally in the RSI or in the price. In the price, we just got this. In XRP, in the price, we just got this. Now this is price action, this is price action patterns. So if you understand this rightly, you are making money. You are definitely making money. Now let's move on to BTC chart, because these are two stuff which a lot of people focus on to understand what the market is going to do. Now listen to a lot of people saying Bitcoin is going to 10,000, 15,000. And I'm like, okay, fine, but at least the chart doesn't say that. MACD is showing you it's crossing to the upside and it's already in the positive territory, which is bullish. RSI is showing you on a weekly I have broken out, I'm moving to the upside, I'm trending higher. Moving averages are pointing to the upside. So I don't really understand where these downsides coming from for a lot of other YouTubers, but you know, it's their opinion. I respect that. If you want to digest that, you can, but I will say that stay true to yourself. Don't put your opinion in, rather digest what the chart says, right? So look at this, and the chart is showing you something. Okay, we had this particular range, we dropped there once, then we bounced, we dropped there again, and we are bouncing again, and the moving average came close this time. Previously, you didn't have the moving average coming close to you, right? You look this, you went high, you came back down, you bounced in the moving average. Then the moving average became a support, and when you continued higher. Now you go back to previous all bull runs and you'll see this. The price get way ahead of its time from the moving average. It retraced back to the moving average, takes some time and then bounce. So it's going higher. Now when Bitcoin is about to break higher, you are like, okay, fine. Are the alts going to slow down here? And that's when I will take you guys again to this one. We talked about this relationship. It's easy to understand. Bitcoin dominance is dropping and dropping hard on a weekly, as we discussed previously. You just connect these tops and you understand, okay, it's trending lower from a long time. You zoom out and you see it's a long time it's trending lower. And next time you're going to see this levels, 38, 35, 32, maybe breaking through that to the downside, because we are trending to the downside. It will be acting as a support here, but we are trending to the downside. Remember that. You just have to take your lines and see where it's going. So literally you see a trend where you are moving like this. Fine. So what are you looking at? If it's breaking down, you are going down. That's a call, right? Mayday, mayday, we are going down. Now look at what's the altcoin doing at that time? We just showed you that we are moving higher, we are getting volume, we are increasing in volume, we are nearing breakouts, we are pumping. Now at that time you see these, right? You see a lot of opportunities coming up, and it's being taken by those guys who know this. Why? Because you need to know which asset is going to do what. And that's why in our Patreon we try to give you guys all the updates which you required for a lot of different assets which you have in your portfolio, because your portfolio may not be just XRP. And if that's the case, you can definitely get a little bit of help from the Patreon. The link is again in the description below. Now, when you look at this, you do have to understand the volume. Now, we talked about this. Right now, we are at 4.5 billion. Now, last time we were on 3 point something. Before that, we were like 2 point something. So we are increasing in volume. Volume is coming back into the market. The price is moving. And look at Ether. You'll understand something. We had a higher volume last time when we talked about this. Right now, you are reducing in volume. What is happening there? As the price goes higher and people make money, they are moving out of that and then moving into different assets. So those are traders, right? Great. Now, what are these traders doing? They knew there's going to be a breakout. They entered, they were well positioned. Then the price moved from 3,000 all the way up to 4,000, and then they took their profits. Great. Now they're moving into different assets where you have breakout opportunities. We are just breaking out. You get that confirmations. Now, why is that important? Because when you come to XRP, you just got that. When you come to XRP, you just have that pattern where you're breaking to the upside and you have a lot of targets to the upside. So it's not only one. We have went through others recently where we hit some of our take profit targets. As we go higher, we still have higher targets. But yeah, that's the way we do make profit. Now, if you jump back to XRP, BTC pair, what you're going to see there is important. We talked about this. We are nearing a breakout and we need to break this one to get the most in momentum. Now, what are we waiting for? We are waiting for the MACD to cross to the upside. We are near there. We are going to do that. It's going to be soon. It won't take too much time because right now we are closer to that than ever. Now, that's on daily. You jump into weekly rather than just looking at 3-day chart and moving on to weekly. I'm taking you directly here. Why? Because on weekly you are going to get this one. As we discussed previously, if we are going to get this one, we still have 2 more days to close the weekly candle. Now that is important. Why? Because as we close higher above 1.3, it shows you we are going to continue higher. So if someone says we're going to go down, maybe for them, but at least the price says, nah, I'm not going down. So that's the pattern for you. Now we look at the trend. What is the buyers doing? Are they falling out? Are they increasing their positions? It definitely looks like they are entering in the market. Now, what are you eyeing for? We're eyeing for a breakout where it breaks above the consolidation range and moves higher. So are we getting close to it? I think we are, because after this breakout, you're going to enter into overbought territory where we just talked. When you enter overbought territory, what happens? You get long candles. You get more volume coming in the market. So you have seen that in a lot of different assets. And right now you're focusing on XRP as an asset. Then you come back here. Okay, on a weekly, this is what you're doing. So on a 3-day and daily, you are eyeing like, okay, fine, what can we anticipate? We are nearing that level and we are having small green candles like this. These are not the giant candles which we are anticipating. We are looking for something better. Now this is better, but we are looking for something even better. So those candles are going to come as the price enters a region and push the RSI into this one. Now, if you take a monthly candle, this gives you the macro perspective. Again, just to reiterate that we are in the market where we are trending higher. So if someone is coming to you and saying the opposite, you can definitely reject that if you want to, and then focus on what the price is showing you. Now, you look at different assets. Say, for example, you can look at Cardano. This is an asset which has done exceptionally well from its bottom. So what we are going to look at is one asset in this market going exceptionally well, and you also have to understand something. As you go higher, if your average is really low, you should consider taking profits. Now, why do I say that? Because we are like 140x from the bottom. But yeah, this is not like that those crazy 1000x, because we still have room to do those. But those who enter here should be cautious and take profits as you go higher. Those who entered early, now they have a higher ROI, so they are going to look for betterness. Now, this shows you a bull flag. Those who are confused, those who are new to this market need to understand what a bull flag is, and this is how it definitely looks like. You come to the top, you have this, then you break higher. So once you break higher, you are now sure about which direction the price is going. So you just follow the direction of the impulse. If this is the impulse direction, you consolidate or you correct, and then you enter into those corrections if you haven't entered already, or if you want to double down on that asset. And then when it breaks down, you're not buying then. You're buying when it doesn't do anything. That's where a lot of people make mistakes. That's where a ton of mistakes are in the market, because you definitely have to understand one stuff. You make money entering early than others. See, if the price is going like this to the upside, and at one point it's doing like this, you enter here at the bounce, and then the breakout happens. So as the price breaks out, the opportunity is done. We just saw the opportunity which we had in IOTA. How was it? We went up, we consolidated something like this, and then it broke higher. So as it breaks higher, the volume is high, the momentum is high. So if this is 100% and you wait for the breakout and the price goes here, you enter here and you only get 50. Now you can maximize it, you can wait, you can work on that and reach 70%, and that's what we usually do, get the maximum out of it. So if you are one among them who's looking for those, definitely learn price action and take benefit of that, because the market shows you a lot of different stuff. Now, precisely for XRP, what can go wrong? Now, these are bullish scenarios. Great. Now, within that, what can go wrong? That should be mostly shorter time frames. That should be mostly closer time frames. So this one is daily, and you see we were resisted here once, so we can be resisting here, and we did that. Now when you're coming back there, it's acting as a resistance, or it can act as a resistance. So if we break higher, because the direction of impulse is to the upside, we're going to break higher. Otherwise, what's going to be the worst case? Your bottom is here, somewhere close to 1.05, right? We're consolidating in that range. So even if we continue down and then come back up and bounce, it's great, it's fine. But for some people who are leveraging, they're going to have trouble. We have people who leverage like into 50, into 70. Those are crazy numbers. Even X5 is crazy in crypto market. Understand that, because if you are leveraging, you can be liquidated. Because think just one wick to the downside comes down, kicks you out, and then go back up. If you look at the altcoin market cap, if you look at Bitcoin, you are seeing these giant wicks, right? It came lower, then it went back up and closed. So if it's a normal guy, normal day, and then these wicks happen, the wicks are going to be the witches who are going to kick you out. We have seen this many times, right? The market can does that. The exchanges, the algorithms in the exchanges usually does this to take your money, make profits, and then continue. So you are now looking at these areas for a breakout, and as you break out, you're going to make money. But don't be that guy who just got kicked out before the price went higher, because you wicked down, you were super leveraged, you were kicked out, and then the price continued higher. So be that guy who is brave enough to keep as an asset, not a leveraged position. So guys, while looking at the market and what you can get from the Patreon, if you received value for your time in this video, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button below that, and I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.